Hello, everybody. Excited Utterance here. Hello. It's Sunday, everybody. Well, it's Monday morning for me, 6 a.m. I get up really early for this one, but that's okay. It's fine. I got nice rest last night. I actually managed to get this one done before midnight on Sunday night. Oh, amazing. I was a little bit more organized than usual. I started working on this one during the week. So I did actually get the whole Hearsay for Days done, about 6 hours earlier than usual. Yeah, this one is, Hearsay for Days is a little bit hard to put together. Shock. Good morning or good afternoon, Paralegal Liz. It was so awesome to have you on Becky Mails yesterday. I hope you got my message on Twitter. I've started talking to you on Twitter now because I am the worst emailer in the world, unlike Miss Beckyboo, who is a prolific emailer, it seems. It was great to have you on the show, and I can't wait to have you back again. Everyone, please give Paralegal Liz some love in the chat. She's amazing. Yes, Dali is here. He's hiding backstage. And do I need to mute him? Because seriously, he finds it so difficult to be quiet back there, and it's so weird. Young is here. Hello. It's so awesome to have you, Young. We missed you yesterday. Hello, Tragic. Good morning, sunshine to you too. You're such a lovely, happy, smiley face there. Not evil at all. Not even a little bit. I keep telling her to be more organized. Glad she listens. Really? Me more organized? Me more organized? I'm not even going there. Oh, Stray's here. Yay. I heard Stray's voice for the first time this morning. She sent me a little pretty voice message. I have to say, between Young and Stray, there's like a competition for the prettiest voice going on. You guys need to have a voice off. You guys have both the prettiest voices. We need to both have you guys both on to do like dramatic readings, because you guys both have these gorgeous, pretty voices. It's amazing. Wow. Okay. Time to get moving, everyone, as people sort of straggle in. We have some incredible topics today. We have obviously Gypsy Rose starting off. I promised you all we'd do Gypsy Rose first. Then we're going to get into the Murdoch drama. And I'm not just talking about Mr. Murdoch. I'm not just talking about Beckyboo. I am talking about all of the surrounding people who have started to show their faces, and not just their faces, their avatars, and become part of the drama, because there's a side drama going on, and we'll talk about that. And then we are going to get into some other topics. Today, Richard Allen is a huge trending topic at the moment because there's some serious nasty stuff happening in Indiana. The Delphi case is a massive trending topic. I'm worried for him, that man. I just think that they're trying to unalive him, those prison guards. And that's just my opinion, but we'll see. And we're going to talk about Casey Anthony. What an unusual thing for that to be a trending topic again. Her parents are taking a lie detector test, would you believe? So we're going to be talking about that. Hello, Emu Warrior. G'day. First day back at work, and you're listening in the background. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. Okay, let me just change my layout here so I can actually bring Dali in, because if we don't change our layout. He can't fit into this weirdo thing that I've got set up. Let's go. Where is it? There we go. So it's not blood, it's wine. And then we'll go like that. Hello. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Fancy
Sorry to
seeing
keep
you
you waiting.
That's
I was busy chitty chatting.
You do
Busy
that.
chitty chatting. I do that a little bit. You know, I'm an Aussie. I like to have a chin wag. Do you know what a chin wag is?
Oh, where you eat something.
No, a chin wag is not when you eat. A chin wag is when you talk, when you have a chat.
Oh,
A
okay.
chin wag. A chin wag.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it's a chin wag.
All right.
Yeah. Yes, it is a thing. Chin
Yeah.
wag is a thing. Paige is here. Hello. Hi, good to see you. All right, let's get into it, shall we? I think we started to get some more people along and we can get started. So we may have a couple other people pop in the panel throughout the afternoon, morning, whatever it is for everybody. We'll see. We're live on Twitter at the moment, but you know, I like to cut Twitter off from time to time.
She plays hard to get.
I do. I like to play hard to get, especially on these days on Hearsay for days, because we like to get into some information that people on Twitter like to watch really quietly. And
Yes.
rather than that, we'd like them to come and pop over here and actually join into the chat. So I give them a little bit of notice, and I say, you know what, we're about to talk about all that stuff that you like to listen to. So how about you come over here and talk in the chat rather than just, you know, lurk over there. So I go, okay, well, we're about to turn it off then. Yeah, yes. We do that.
So what are we doing first?
What are we doing first? Well, we'll get into that, shall we? All right. So, yay. It's the 14th of January. We're already halfway through January. And let's get moving. And there's my little bobblehead me. Okay. So, of course, we're doing Gypsy first.
Aww.
And we're on the TikToks. We're on the TikToks. And we are all Gypsy Rose experts now, aren't we?
Fans.
No, I wouldn't say fans. Fans is pushing it a little bit. Okay, so I will admit I haven't been watching all of the documentaries, but I couldn't possibly have watched this one because this just dropped the other day. I am shocked by how quickly, is it Lifetime? Yeah, Lifetime dropped a episode of, what is it? What's it called? Lifetime documentary, Gypsy Rose, something or other.
If you don't have to worry about, but if you don't have to worry about content and quality, you can usually whip something out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Just look at my streams.
It's true. Okay. Yeah, just go over to Darley Talk, YouTube/Darley Talk. You see. Yeah, thanks for taking that one. Okay, so I was just on the twits the other night, and people were all like, Gypsy Rose was trending, and then I noticed what people were actually saying, and they were talking about her on Lifetime. So I was like, what's going on? Oh, and I asked Haiti, is Haiti in chat yet? I said to her, yeah, not yet, but I think she's coming. I said to her, so is there an episode right now? And apparently there was. So a brand new episode had already dropped, and she has been out of prison for like a week and a half or something, and they've already filmed one and put it out there. So let's have a look. This is a TikTok with a piece of her crying about the fact that she has been kicked out of Missouri. Oh my God. Let's watch.
So the issue is you just want her out of the state of Missouri.
Hey, he's calling down right now.
Can we?
Let's just give him.
I just need a minute, okay?
I kept asking the question. I'm not understanding what the deal is.
Right.
But what if they're gonna send me back? I want a lawyer.
After Gypsy was released from prison, her family and friends gathered to throw her a welcome home party in her home state of Missouri, where she had been released from. But immediately after her release, her parole officer called her lawyers saying they wanted her to leave the state immediately due to security concerns with how high profile and popular her case is. Gypsy left Missouri with her husband and they are now in Louisiana.
That makes no sense.
Immediate plans for when she was released, like going to a Chiefs game, had to be canceled, and it's unclear if or when she will be allowed back into the state of Missouri. Gypsy has been very vocal online. She's visited New York for the first time and has been doing interviews talking about her past and plans she has for her future.
Okay. Do you want to hear any of that again?
No, I really don't want to hear her voice ever again.
No, that's probably enough.
That makes no sense.
So quickly whipping something out sort of makes me feel nervous. Yeah, same. Tragic. Same. Yeah. Okay. So that
so the
was
state, the state she's on the state she's on parole with wants her to leave. Like, you have to worry about like transferring parole, seeing if other states will accept you.
Well, she's that. Yeah, I don't really get it either. It all sounds a little bit like it's all made for TV, doesn't it?
It sounds made up.
Whole
like,
moment.
That makes no sense.
It doesn't really make that much sense. No. Anyway, so yeah, I don't get this whole parole conditions thing. I do not get it. These are some weird parole conditions. I'm not familiar with how these work. Anyway, Dali, would you like to read the comments from the these are TikTokers, by the way. This is a different breed of people.
Wait. This is part of that Lifetime documentary, The Prison Confession of Gypsy Rose. But she just got out. Yeah. They filmed it and put it in. Damn, they're too quick.
They're too quick.
Watching her have a panic attack breaks my heart. God bless this girl, FR. She been through enough. Poor girl, she looks so scared, saddy face. Her crying, OMG, sobbing, big eyes. What show is this?
Hang on, I need to take my jacket off.
Oh, get a little hot in here. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Hey, Haiti.
There you are.
You remember, Haiti? Check you out. Look, you're in green. Yeah. You got a gifted membership. That was from Stray. Yay! And you know what? That means you get to come to the members only live, which is tomorrow. Yay! That's amazing. Yeah. How nuts is that? The people over there, they are the biggest simps for this chick. Like, there are some simps, but the TikTok simps, they are the worst. They are the worst. Hello, Wendy. Good to see you. And hello, Justin.
Wendy.
Good to see you too.
Justin.
Okay, let's keep going. All right, so that's that. Now, she is already gaslighting him with saying he is like her controlling mom. He needs to take note of what happened to her controlling mom. Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Can you work controlling mom in there a little more?
Controlling mom. All right, so let me just back up a little bit. This was the night of the Lifetime documentary dropping, right? So, Haiti, you would remember this, okay? Because I was actually messaging you that night and going, what's going on? Why is everyone talking? I actually said to you, has there been an actual episode tonight? Like, because I'm over here in Australia. I don't know what is going on. Why are people talking about this? And yeah, everybody was just like talking about, hey, Jen, how's it going? I don't know if you're across all this Gypsy Rose stuff, mate, but you've got it. Like, you don't have to be, but if you hear about it, this is just nuts. You need to watch all the shows. Yeah, it was that night. And people were talking about her and her relationship with her new husband. And she is gaslighting him with saying that he is like her controlling mum. Now, there must have been some footage in the documentary where she was like acting in some way controlling over this dude. And I would not be in any way surprised. So guys, if you saw it, please fill in the blanks.
You think every time they argue, she just goes, God, quit acting like my controlling mom. And then smiles at him really creepily.
Did you watch it, Jen? Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the most recent one? I don't know. All kinds of wow. Okay. All right. Darlie, would you like to read those comments?
Yes. I'm going to have to watch this as I've been following your tweets all night. You're right. She needs extensive therapy. She'll use the same tactics of manipulation as her mom, and as you've pointed out, it won't end well for anyone. Sweetie, you do realize she's already used her manipulation tactics on somebody, and it didn't end well, just saying, in case you didn't know. It's such a disturbing story. I can't imagine that relationship lasting. I felt like I was watching Love After Lockup.
And yes, Young, we're talking about the husband, although sometimes it's hard to tell. They look very similar.
Yeah, well.
Yes, old line. Okay, so I'm still confused about her being kicked out of Missouri. Pretty sure we can't ban people from just being in a state. Not even sure how that would be enforced.
You can ban people from leaving a state if they're on probation or parole. You have to get permission. But to be like, get out of Missouri, go to another state.
You can be extradited.
Yeah. And you can maybe transfer your probation or parole to another state.
Mm-hmm.
But that just sounds sus.
Yeah. Now, also, apparently in this Lifetime episode that was dropped, she talked about a bunch of exes, right?
Ooh.
Now, what? How? Okay,
she did ask Nick for permission to bang a dude before she had him come over to unalive her mom.
Okay, well, that was, vomit.
Yeah, I found that text last night.
Yeah, so yeah, that was back then. So I don't know.
She's better now.
Okay, Jen, you watched the prison confessions, right? Is this true? Like, how has she got a bunch of exes? She's been in prison. So, Darlie, would you please read this text? Not text.
Damn! How many exes this chick got? She ain't even been outside yet. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, hashtag Gypsy Rose. I know
feel like
this
that's
is
inappropriate.
I know this is crazy, man. We need a whole other season just on this drama now. They said to be continued. Lifetime set us up. 24/7 in jail, no job, no life, receiving hella admirer letters from lonely and or insecure and or creeper dudes. I mean, it's not hard in that setting. Come on.
But hang on, that's just okay. That's admirer letters. That's not boyfriends. That's different.
Jody has a boyfriend. I'm jealous.
You're jealous. Yeah, I know you're jealous.
I know she's cheating on me.
Oh God, darling. Okay. So, did you finish reading all those out?
No. Wait. Okay. Wait. But did you realize in the first episodes, she said she ultimately left her ex for Ryan. But then in season 6, she said she was heartbroken when her ex left her. That's what I was thinking, like how. Oh, welcome,
Okay.
John.
Yeah,
Nice to
John.
see you here.
Hang on. Hello. I just noticed you there. Welcome. I've seen you in some other chats. It's lovely to have you here. And I hope you enjoy Hearsay for days. Okay. And what was it Jen said? She had boys online before killing her mum. Okay. So we're talking about when she was out, are we? We're not talking about during her prison stay?
No, I think she was
And-
engaged to a couple guys in prison, I thought.
My God. Okay. So we're not talking about people she knew physically, I guess. I suppose it matters. Does this matter?
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Mates can have boyfriends, girlfriends, spouses. It doesn't usually last once released, but it's very possible. Ask Sal. Yes, Sal.
You gotta make sure they're in. You gotta spend the effort.
Yes, yeah, it would be quite a bit of effort. Now, right, this. Someone save us. Online petition asks Taylor Swift to meet superfan Gypsy Rose Blanchard after she's freed from prison next week. So this was obviously a couple of weeks ago. Subject of Hulu true crime series set for early release from lockup after killing Munchausen mom.
Wow.
Right.
Nice to see they really mentioned the whole boyfriend aspect in that.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, she killed the mom. Okay.
Yeah. So this is still going, though, apparently. So this petition continues. And because she didn't get to meet her when she did go to the Taylor Swift concert. So she's very disappointed.
Aww. She actually got Taylor Swift tickets? Wow. She is good.
But she didn't get to actually meet her.
Oh.
So it continues. Anyway, so I can't believe it that there's actually a petition.
As I've said before, Gypsy learned to be a master manipulator from the best. It's just a sad reality. And all of the circus she's creating around herself seems to confirm that. Taylor Swift is under no obligation to meet her, or anyone else for that matter. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll say it again. Gypsy is quickly becoming a freak show and these people are not helping. I'll say it again. Gypsy is quickly becoming a freak show and these people are not helping.
You gotta say it again?
Yeah. Poor Taylor Swift. Poor Taylor Swiftie. Oh, poor babe. Being put in such a difficult position. Not a fan of this petition either.
Oh, hang on a minute. What's this Chiefs game thing?
Oh God, she's at the football game with her boyfriend, some football player. He's on the field freezing his ass off, and she's in like a luxury suite, warm and comfy, dancing around.
Her boy? What? What boyfriend?
No, Taylor Swift, not her. Taylor Swift.
Wait,
she's
talking
talking
back up.
Like seen on the news, I'm guessing online red means. Seen Taylor Swift on the news.
Right. Taylor's.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
It's
so
a,
she was
it's
at
a
the Chiefs
sports ball
game.
thing. Yeah.
A sports ball thing. Yeah, okay, sports ball. I don't follow the sports ball. But I'm just saying that, okay, so she was Gypsy Rose in the luxury suite at the Chiefs game? She wasn't? Okay, right. Thank you. That's all I want to know. Thank you for calming me down. Appreciate it. Now, okay, on to some more interesting news from the deep, dark interwebs. And this is thanks to one of my squirrels, Pixie. Thank you, Pixie. Yay. And if you want to become one of the squirrels, the sticky beaks, actually, so we don't have squirrels in Australia, the sticky beaks, become a member, everybody, become a sticky beak member, because you can have exclusive and wonderful access to behind the scenes of of the Excited Utterance Network, and you can contribute to this show. And this is actually something that Pixie found, and now we are diving deep into the rabbit hole of the Gypsy Rose skeptics. This is something that Gypsy Rose actually sent to Nick in the 2 years. And by the way, Nick is the man. If you're not familiar with all this, Nick is the man still serving prison time and will be for the rest of his life without parole for the unaliving of Dee Dee, which is the mother of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. No one really cares about the mother, by the way. No one has said a word about, the mum, because she was just an evil person. However, all that aside, Nick, a very, let's say, mentally challenged man, Asperger's syndrome, I believe, was manipulated, as far as I'm concerned, manipulated by this lady with her vajay for 2 years. And they played role-playing games. And it wasn't until they met for, I think, about 5 days they had physical contact.
Not including the men's room at the theater.
Not including the men's room at the theater, that the plan was carried out. And the plan being carried out was his, it was a reward, I suppose. Like, it was the end of the deal. The deal being that he would unalive her and unalive the mother, and they would consummate. They would consummate. Now, she teased him.
How do I get that deal?
Yeah, she teased him all this time, right? And this is what people don't understand. She teased him for 2 years. They played these role-playing games. She got into his head, which wasn't very difficult, right? She got into his head, and they played these games. And what I'm going to just show you now is one of the videos that she sent him in this time. So this goes. One of the videos she sent of her alter ego threatening to take Gypsy away from Nick. She says, "I'm going to use the one card I have over you, Gypsy," and so she's pretending to be an alter ego here. And this is a little bit of the appeal that Nick's lawyers, his new lawyers, have put forth. And we're going to dive into this during the week. Actually, we're going to do a stream on this, on the appeal document. The appeal describes the videos she'd sent and how it affects someone as vulnerable as Godejon. Let's just watch this.
Demona.
Gypsy, I use the one card that I have over you. Gypsy, I use the one card that I have over you. Gypsy.
Is that too loud?
No. It was fine.
It was all right. Do you want me to hear it? So she's saying, "Gypsy, I'm using the one card I have over you." Let's play that again.
Gypsy, I use the one card that I have over you. Gypsy, I use the one card that I have over you.
I do like her with the red hair.
Sorry.
Nothing. No, go back. Go forward. Sorry. Carry on.
No, it's fine. So I just wanted to read out this little piece of the appellate document. So Dr. W reviewed the large number of videos that GB sent to Mr. Godejon and the ones that Mr. Godejon sent back. The videos span from February 2013 to May 26, 2015. GB also communicated with Nick from her Demona Love Slave account. In many videos, she was depicted in role-playing personas, as well as being naked, and I just redact that word, intubating. They both took turns being dominant and submissive.
Ooh, she's a switch.
Yeah. So we're going to dive into that appeal document this week, after we finish the trial. So trial continues tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, we're going to do a dive into that appeal document. It is full on. The stuff that did not come in at trial, it's scary, guys. So just be ready for that. Yeah. So let's just see what some people over on the Reddits have to say about that. Dali.
I wonder what the people in the main sub would think of their sweet, innocent girl boss acting like this. They'd probably say, "Nick, coerced her into making it. Also, where did you find this video? Are there more of the manipulation videos available anywhere? I found it on TikTok, but it was taken from a YouTube video about Nick Gurjan appeal. I don't know which video, unfortunately, but I recognized it from reading the appeal. There is also a video of making a stabbing motion over Dee Dee's bed. Her supporters would say she was just copying her mom. Oh, Dee Dee never modeled this. This is why I'm not as disgusted by the idea he told Gypsy anything. Their relationship was not a simple sheltered girl meets a manipulative pimp. They were both out there for a very bizarre ride. Of course, her supporters think she is a victim.
Yeah, exactly. No, and these people are absolutely right. Dee Dee did not model this behavior.
True.
Right. So there is no way that you could say that this is like Munchausen by proxy kind of behavior whatsoever. Like, this is not something that you could say that Dee Dee, I can't imagine that there's any sort of her sexually manipulating any men or anything like that.
Yeah.
Unless anyone can point that out to me somewhere. I can't imagine that being in Dee Dee's past. So no, this is all Gypsy. This is all Gypsy. So yeah, there's a lot. None of this stuff came out at trial, and it would, I think, put the whole situation with Nick in a bit of a different light. Yeah. Whether it would change his sentence, I don't know. But his defense counsel at the time certainly didn't even look at this stuff. And yeah, we'll see if it makes any difference to his chance of appeal. Straight up sociopathy, John Common. Yeah, it sure does look like it, doesn't it? Alrighty, let's keep going. All right, now also this one. Just watched Gypsy's interrogation, and this stuck out the most. Yeah, we saw a lot of things stuck out of Gypsy's interrogation, especially, hey, Dali, ready?
Oh. Yeah, the whole thing with her interrogation, she should have said a little sooner. Just saying.
She should have said that a lot sooner. But this part, I love him so much, but maybe he can get help now for his violent ways.
Aw, she just concerned about her bae.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you want to read those comments there?
She orchestrated everything and had the audacity to say that maybe now Nick could get help for his violent ways. I have a feeling we will be seeing a similar quote from her about Ryan one day. I feel like he's also very manipulative. Like, that's why he went after Gypsy. He probably thought she was some poor little victim. Pot, meat, kettle. Grody.
Pot, meat, kettle. She was what? Waiting till the interrogation was over before she was asking for a lawyer. Yeah. We think she's kind of like this very astute, intelligent, manipulative person, but actually she's not really that bright.
No.
Not really that bright. Okay, let's keep going. So, this lady here has done, okay, this isn't really so much aimed at Gypsy Rose as it's aimed at the media and the way they're treating her right now. And I find it kind of amusing. So let's have a bit of a look. And I'll start it from the beginning, just a minute, and I'll share this tab. Whoop.
The Queen herself, Ms Gypsy.
Can you hear that okay?
Now we have with us Queen herself, Ms Gypsy Rose Blanchard, fresh out of prison. How are you, bitch? Now, how does it feel to be a free woman? Amazing. Now, how are we feeling these days? Are we missing mom? Are we happy mom's not here? What's the situation? What's the vibe?
How's Mother's Day?
Right, of course. Now, everyone is dying to know this. What Taylor Swift era are you in right now?
What's with the eyes?
Reputation Era. Okay, I bitch. So we're in our redemption arc. Okay, love that for you, Queen. Love that. And that confirms that the girlies are listening to T Swift in prison, right? No matter the crime. Now, before we continue, I have to say, you look incredible. Mother is mothering. You are mother, it is giving mother, and mother is mothering. We are motherless, but we are mothering nonetheless. Are we not? Okay, now let's talk about Riz. Let's talk about charisma, right? Who's hotter, Jacob Elordi, or your boyfriend at the time of your mother's murder, Nicholas Godejohn? Okay, we have another Elordi head on our hands. I like my mental too, sister. And it is so fantastic to meet your husband.
Is shocking.
How did you two meet?
It's so true, though.
Well, you were in prison, of course. Well, it is so fantastic to finally meet you. Thank you so much for talking to Town and Country magazine. And I hope that you heal from all of that very intense trauma.
Oh, so sweet. Yeah, okay. So, and honestly, it's amazing to me that this is actually the way that that the media is treating this person. Would you like to read those comments, darling?
I've followed this case for like 10 years, and literally everyone involved, including the media, doing these "yes, queen, literally slay" interviews feels wrong and sleazy.
Well, she did literally slay.
Writing from my cell to thank you for giving voice to those of us going through our reputation era while in prison.
Hang on.
Praying you
What?
What?
Someone's writing from their cell.
Well, they have a lot of free time. I mean, praying you find your lover era, Rawr. They don't give cell phones to inmates. You're a liar. But I do hope you go through your another famous guy. I'll eventually break up with you because they were so horrible to me era. Shouldn't be hard to find in prison. They don't give cell phones, but they do give tablets, sweetie.
Yeah.
How else do you think we got Murdoch shirtless pics?
I don't know. All right, so stay tuned. There's more gypsy ridiculousness is coming for sure. We have the trial is continuing. So today's Sunday for you guys, right?
Yes.
Right. So Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, we are continuing, and we're going to hear some of Nick's side of the story. So the psychologist testimony is actually really, really interesting, guys. So we're going to hear from the psychologist, and we may even get to the verdict. Actually, we should be able to get to the verdict. And so once we finish up the trial, then we're going to get into diving down this rabbit hole from the this skeptic group, and we're also going to get into the appellate document. So, and that is full on, and hopefully we'll get David onto the stream. If we can't, we'll find one of the other excellent lawyers that we're friends with to come onto the stream and help us dive into that document, because there is a bunch of stuff like the skeptics group has found about the videos and about the other things that she did to him over those 2 years, which really preyed on his vulnerability. And this is exactly why his appeal now is it's based on the fact that he had ineffective counsel. And look, I think it's something like 96% of appeals don't go anywhere, unfortunately. So we're not going to get our hopes up too much about this, but it's just very, very interesting. It's a document that's full of information about what actually happened, as opposed to what the jury heard at Nick's trial that we just watched. So let's look forward to that. Everyone who's interested in this situation, please get on board and stay with us 6 p.m. Eastern weekdays. Hello, John Kyman, and thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the crew. You are now a sticky beak. A sticky beak is somebody who knows all the stuff that they might not actually have the right to know.
Yes. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Sticky beak's an Australian term. Basically, someone who sticks their nose in where it's not wanted. But in a funny way. Dirk Diggler, hi, how are you too? Good to see you. All right, let's keep going. Now, let's keep going. It's so great because I have you on board, John Coleman. Okie dokie. Moving on. Now, actual footage of Murdoch reporters at the evidentiary hearing. Alrighty. So for those who aren't up with what's happening with the Murdoch situation, this is fun. This is fun. And those of you who are watching on the Twitters, I am about to turn this off in about a minute. Right? So if you are watching on the Twitters, let me just see what's happening on the Twitters. Let me see. Let me see, guys. This is I'm not gonna
one person there.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I don't know. That's what StreamYard says. I don't know if it's true.
Oh no, that's just StreamYard.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, StreamYard's not that good at reporting it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they've already popped over.
That could be.
Don't know. Okay, so let's keep going. Alrighty. So this is how it works. And the reason I'm interested in showing this here to people rather than over on the Twitters is because we're going to explain the situation. There's this guy, some guy who wants a retrial. There he is in the middle, right? Because unfortunately, it's become not so much about this guy in the middle. It's become about the guy on the left, Will Folks from Fitz News, and then about more so the guys on the right, and that is Luna Shark Media, which is Mandy Matney, Liz Farrell, and Eric Bland. And they have these podcasts. There's True Sunlight and A Cup of Justice. And then there's also Laurie Lawyer down in the bottom left-hand corner. And then there's a bunch of other outlets. So there's the bloggers, writers, and podcasters, right? And basically what's happened is the whole lot of them have started to have big arguments, Barneys, things like that, right? And then there's this guy in the middle who wants a retrial. We've kind of forgotten about him. Well, they seem to have kind of forgotten about him.
He doesn't matter.
So amongst the nah. So who's Alec Murdoch? Who cares? And just
bathroom
break. Just to explain it a little bit better, right? These guys over here are very much stateside. Okay, so they believe that the verdict that was given a year ago that said that Mr. Murdoch was guilty of the homicides of his son and wife were absolutely correct. Everything that was done at trial was by the book. Judge Newman did everything correctly. Everything was fine. There is no need for another trial. And even Ms. Becky, really, this whole thing's a storm in a teacup. They've been saying that pretty much all along. Whereas Laurie Lawyer over here, she calls the whole thing a shit show. And this man up here, Will Folks, he did really feel that everything went quite fine. And he still does believe that Mr. Murdoch is guilty of the homicides. However, as time has gone on and more evidence has come to light that Ms. Becky has not acted with the most integrity, he has come along and changed the way he reports the news. And a lot of people on this side of the news reporting cycle, and when I say news reporting cycle, there is a lawyer over here as well. So this lawyer over here does appear on this podcast, Cup of Justice, very often. A lot of people on this side have disowned this man here and gone, you are terrible. You have changed the way you report. Breaking news, Sal is pooping. You have changed the way you report. You guys, especially EB, this is Eric Bland. He said, you should unsubscribe from Fitz News. He has lost his integrity. Whereas really, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not the only one who feels this way, Fitz News is really just reporting what's happening. So he has seen that there's a lot of evidence that's come out to say that the clerk of court has acted with impropriety, and that maybe Mr. Murdoch here in the middle does actually deserve a retrial. Whether or not he is guilty or whether he is not guilty of the homicides, he probably does deserve a retrial. Things probably didn't go as they should have. So, Sal, I can help. Right. So that's what's going on. And unfortunately, this whole furor has gotten to just primary school level. There is text messages that have been thrown around on the interwebs. There's so-and-so said this and so-and-so said that. And just like there's a Discord where people have been bagging each other, and then screenshots have been put up online, and so-and-so is having an affair with this person and that person. And it's just gotten ridiculous. There are trolls. There are fake screen names. They're all so busy chitty-chatting about this that, like I said, there's this guy who wants a retrial in the middle, and it's like he's small and all this stuff is happening. And the reason I'm putting just these faces up as opposed to a bunch more faces, because there are more people involved, is because these are more the faces that are known to be involved, right? But I don't want to put more faces up there and confuse the issue, right? These ones here are very much known faces, and I just don't want to muddy the water with more information. Okay, that's enough of me talking. Let's keep going with it. Okay, now Eric Bland. We all know who Eric Bland is, Mr. EB. And yes, take a big drink of water, because, yeah, he is obviously the lawyer who is representing 4 of the jurors in the evidentiary hearing. And he is also a very common person who appears on Cup of Justice. If we look back over on this right-hand side here, there's his face. And he appears with these 2 ladies on Luna Shark Media. And they very much support what happened at the original trial, right? So they don't like that the defense has come along and is trying for a retrial. But they are going to fight it. So let's have a look at what Mr. Eric Bland has said. And this is in response to Fitz News coming along at him. Let's go.
Here is how my 2024 is beginning.
That's not how he speaks.
How does he speak?
EB.
Oh, well, I was going to do it like a mock. Yeah, okay. I can do it.
No, you have an EB voice. You have an EB voice.
I can't keep track of all my voices.
No, you need to.
Here is how my 20... Is that it?
EB. Here is how my 2024 is
okay.
beginning.
Minding my own business this morning, working at my desk, I received not 1, but 2 inflammatory text messages unsolicited from Will Folks. Good Lord, he talks like a girl receiving D-pics on Twitter. He obviously is trying to start a war with me because of my support of my podcast partners, Mandy Matney and Les Farrell. In fact, last week, he texted me and asked me how I can continue to support Mandy and Les. I make no apologies for my support of Les and Mandy. I think that there has just been too much back and forth hostilities about things that have nothing to do with justice and the Murdaugh issues. I have participated in none of the back and forth on Twitter or online regarding some of the personal issues that have been on Twitter about Will Folks. It must be because there is a lull in these cases and Fitz News is trying to fill the airways. I really question whether Will Folks wants to be a full-time objective journalist or just a pot stirrer. I write this while I'm sitting on the pot. I really like Dylan Nolan, who works for Will. He is nice and professional, but I guess he can only do so much. I don't know what Will's agenda is at this point in time. He just seems to be incredibly jelly of the success that Les and Mandy have had. I respect the both of them and what they have accomplished. Jealous, but yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, jelly.
I was going to say, I don't think he talks like that.
It cannot.
No, it's not that Mandy, Dirk. It's not that Mandy.
I respected the both of them and what they have accomplished. It cannot be debated the impact that both of them had on the uncovering of many of the key Murdaugh facts. Will is obviously jelly that Mandy's success has been meteoric, and Will folks has been left inhaling her exhaust fume. Ew.
Oh, burn.
Her exhaust fumes, Jesus.
Oh,
I
dear.
don't think he's sniffing her farts, sir.
Okay, that's not even true, right? Fitz News is huge. So, yeah, okay, there's more. Sorry.
He threatened me about opinions that I've publicly expressed about former Chief Justice Jean Toll. My opinions about her have been consistent and have never changed. I believe that she is one of the, if not the smartest appellate court justices our state has ever had, and certainly should be admired for being a pioneer for women.
Okay, stop. Okay, now he's backpedaling because recently he said that she is a dog that pees in every corner of the courtroom, right? So that's not exactly the way he described her before. Yeah. So he was extremely rude and disrespectful to the judge. And now he's going, oh, yes, no, she's the smartest appellate court justice, one of the smartest appellate court justices in our state, and certainly should be admired for being a pioneer for women. Okay. Her gender does not come into it, for one thing. So how about just not go there? And really, like, now you're just sucking up. Do you want to keep going?
I sometimes don't like her temperament and the way she sometimes speaks to lawyers who appear before her, like myself when I got my ass sanctioned by her. But those are my opinions, and it is her courtroom. I have disagreed with the manner in which she has treated my partner Ronnie and me on a matter that came before her in the early 2000s. She spanked me. That is no secret as well. She reversed a lower court judge's opinion where he stated that our conduct was commendable and in the spirit of good lawyers. Bottom line, yeah.
She reversed an opinion where he stated that our conduct was commendable. Oh, okay. No, she reversed the opinion.
Yeah, and then he got like sanctions and
mark
on his record. I cannot believe Ebb would ever do anything that would warrant sanctions. Yeah.
Ebb.
Bottom line is I asked Will folks to stop texting and communicating with me. I don't know what this block button means. He is not worth it, and in time, Fitznews will die in due course if he continues to put petty disputes in front of good, objective journalism. I have said my piece. Ebb, at Mandy Matney, at Eles Farrell.
Wow. Okay. So Ebby's really got the poos that morning, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay? What's going on? So I wonder what brought that on. Hey, I wonder what
Will must have really tore him a new one.
Yes. Okay. So then he said, after all that, he said this. Because some people did say some nice things to him.
Thank you so much for your kind responses to my post earlier this morning about Fitznews. I have heard from a lot of people who have stated that they are going to cancel their subscriptions for Fitz News. That is the best kind of non-violent civil disobedience. I have found that money, or lack thereof, will change bad behavior. Ebb. Both you guys are talking about the texts and giving different perspectives on them. One of y'all should just post the text so we can see how inflammatory and threatening they are. Both have made this public, so shouldn't the public get to see who has credibility in this situation?
Maybe we should.
Here are the texts from Will Folks to me from this morning. Ebb.
Let's go. Let's go, shall we? Ah, sweet. All right, so let's just put this in context. So this is from Will Folks from Fitz News. So that was the guy on the left that we saw earlier. And then this is between him and EB. So this is why EB went nuts and wrote that giant, big, long monologue. As in, this is how my 2024 is starting. So on the left, we have Will Folks. And then on the right in the blue, we have EB. So how about I be Will and you be EB? Okay. So, Will, I'm working on a report on your comments regarding Justice Toll, specifically whether you violated the portion of your oath regarding respect and courtesy due to the courts of justice, judicial officers, and those who assist them, and also whether you violate Rule 8.4E about conduct prejudicial to the administration of justice.
Have at it. I have said that she is highly intelligent, the smartest person in the courtroom, but I do not personally like her. Will, you have totally lost your objectivity.
Right. Well, he posted his article that he's about to put out there, and I'll show you that in a second. And he's written, statement from our founding editor, the Will Folks. I think the evidence will show who has lost their objectivity.
Well, I have no idea what this means, but at this point, I would ask that you no longer text me. Hey. Happily.
And here's what that attachment was. So, January 8th, 2024. Statement.
John, just real quick. He was representing, I think, the son or the family or the housekeeper who was passed away like through an accident or something sus on Murdaugh's property, and then Murdaugh stole the money from the kid or son that she was supposed to get from like insurance. So yeah, that's how
Eric Blam was able to take the stand during the trial. Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why. He wasn't he wasn't representing anyone as far as the criminal part of that trial was. Is that an Eric Bland bobblehead? Shouldn't the head be somewhat transparent?
You think so?
You know what? Also, Andrew, I need to make a new one because his latest one is quite different. Oh God, there's some works happening outside. So the latest incarnation of his bobblehead is the head is actually much larger in comparison to the body, which is quite hilarious. But like it's it's huge. The head is huge. Hey Dina, how are you? The head is huge. It's a Branca sighting.
So yeah,
Andrew, if you want to pop in, you can. It's up to you. Just let me know. I'll send you a link. Anyway, we need to read this. This is important.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to this. So this is what Fitz News was referring to, what Will Folks was referring to in the text message to EB, and why he went berserk that morning. So, statement from founding editor Will Folks. It has come to the attention of this media outlet that a former employee of FitzNews.com was engaged in a prior undisclosed relationship with an attorney on a case they covered for our media outlet. This relationship, which we believe to be a clear conflict of interest, was never disclosed to us by the former employee. It was only discovered by virtue of their involvement in an unrelated legal proceeding. We are in the process of reviewing several articles published on our site between December 1, 2021 and June 22, 2022 in an effort to determine whether proper journalistic ethics were followed by this former employee. Rest assured, we will be pursuing every remedy available to us as we investigate this matter further and determine the appropriate course of action moving forward. So, what is going on? It's cool. Yes, I'll send you a link in a second. Cool. All right, we're gonna have a Branca on our panel in a moment. Right. So they're saying that so Will is basically going to Eric. So there was an affair. A former employee of Fitz News was engaged in a prior undisclosed relationship with an attorney. Ooh, which attorney, I wonder? Why is he sending that to Eric Bland?
Ooh.
Who knows? And because remember, he said, I have no idea what this means, but at this point, I would ask that you no longer text me.
How dare he?
How dare he? So this is why I'm talking. This is the kind of mud that's getting slung around.
Yeah.
So what defendant? Alex Murdoch what? Right? Okay. So continued.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute. Just a minute. Just go back. Remember what he said here. Thank you so much for your kind response to my post earlier this morning about Fitz News. I've heard from a lot of people who have stated that they are going to cancel the subscription with Fitz News. That is the best kind of non-violent civil disobedience. I found that money or lack thereof will change behavior. So if we just go forward a little bit, he's basically telling people to unsubscribe to Fitz News, correct? Yeah. Look what people are saying. Valley, read it.
Oh, canceled it when he name-bombed the possible suspects in the SS case. Grand jury stuff should never be published, even if someone leaked it to you. Thanks for being principled, Karen. Eb. Karen, of course. Just canceled mine. Standing with you, Mandy and Les. Thank you, Gail. Eb. I mean, weird. I heard that many people were subscribing. SS. Encouraging people to cancel Fit News due to your personal feud is really off-putting. Be better. Oh, Willie has the sads.
How funny is that? And this person's correct. Encouraging people to cancel Fitz News due to your personal feud is really off-putting. Be better. Right? That is a great comment. So that is absolutely correct as far as I'm concerned. It's a personal feud. And yes, woof woof. That's my dog, actually. And no, I haven't seen it. Come on screen and bring it up on screen, Andrew. And my cat wants to come in.
Okay. Yeah, this is just really, well, no, it's not like a man's in prison, possibly unfairly convicted or anything like that.
No, like he's going to be in prison anyway, and we all know that. But that's not the point. What people don't seem to have their head around is the fact that it's a way different thing to have the unaliving of your wife and son on your name than it is to have these financial crimes on your name. And I know that they're financial crimes against like innocent people. They're not just like against faceless companies and things like that. That's different.
None of us are saying he's a good person.
No one's saying he's a good person, but blowing his son's brains out is really a whole different level of evil. And if he did not do that, then
somebody else did.
Then A, someone else did, and B, if I were him, I would want that off my name.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that did not happen, then absolutely he has every right to appeal it, for sure. plus 2 murderers on the list. You're so right. Totally
I thought
not
there was
a-
only one that used 2 different pew-pews.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nothing odd about that.
That's right. That's right. Sorry, no, just one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2.
Just one. Why does Eric Bland make me think of who's Jim Adler? Sorry,
I
I'm
think
Australian.
Jensen's
Who's Jim Adler?
prosecutor. Or not prosecutor, Jensen's attorney.
Jensen's attorney. Oh,
Yeah, his
the
last
new
name.
one.
No, the original. I think his name was Adler.
No, that was Albie.
Albie. Okay, never mind. Then I don't know.
Oh my God, I know more about Jensen than you.
Oh, hush.
Dear me. See, you don't pay attention to anything but the peens.
Oh, no, Jim Adler is an attorney, just not the one I was thinking of.
All right, so Willie has the sads. Watch this. Ready? But wait for my little animation to happen. Ready? Ready? Do, do, do. Willie has the sads. Willie has the sads. See? Did you like that?
That was very good.
That was cool, wasn't it? I think that deserves a super chat from someone. That took me a little bit of time to work that out between the 2
Good
pages.
job. Yeah, that's impressive.
Thank you. Yeah. Is Bronco coming on?
I sent him a link.
Yeah, I'll send him one too. Hang on. I'll send him one on my twits. Hang on just a minute. Invite, copy, messages. Where is he? All right, let's keep going. Alrighty, so this news. He goes, our Will folks report on Eric Bland. Pretty vanilla by Will standards, but Becky Hill, Murdoch. All right, so let's have a little bit of a looky at this. So this is the article about Mr. Eric Bland. Yeah, 4 posts remaining. South Carolina attorney could face sanctions for podcast comments. So what this is all about is that Eric Bland says some stuff about Jean Toll on a recent episode of Cup of Justice podcast with his co-host. The self-proclaimed this bit here. I did not know that he called himself the Jackhammer of Justice.
Jackhammer of Justice.
He's the Jackhammer of Justice.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he likes the jackhammer in the men bathhouses.
Oh my God, that's too funny. He challenged Toll's temperament and integrity, going so far as to describe her as a female dog who urinates in the courtroom as a means of marking her territory. She pees on every corner of the courtroom, Bland said on the show, and you know it when you walk in there. Wait, what? Toll has been tasked by SC Chief Justice Donald Beatty, who determined whether seismic jury tampering allegations leveled against Colton County Clerk of Court Becky Hill rise to the level of warranting a new trial for Murdoch. Prosecutors, including there he is. Hey, how are you,
guys?
Hey, how you been?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. We got too much company at the house at the moment, so it took me a while to find a free room. But
you need to find
nice
a room.
So yeah,
what's this storming out thing you're talking about?
So I don't know if this is true. Give me a minute. I'm gonna have to try to find it in my my Twitter feed because I didn't save it like an idiot. I didn't bookmark it, but
like an idiot. All right, yeah, you have a look for that. So Mr. Bland,
hey, David.
hello, David. Mr. Bland has chucked a little mental about Will, and it seems like he and Will have basically had a girly fight. And I don't know what this allegation is about the affair, but I don't see even how it's relevant. But I don't know how much of it that you saw, Andrew, but that long tweet about how he was starting 2024 and all that stuff was in his inbox. Basically,
he's more dramatic than like a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
This is Eric.
And
He's always been that way. I mean, I have to be honest, you kind of, as a lawyer, when you see another lawyer, you kind of presume that, you give them a presumption that they're going to be professional and adult. And oh my God, I've been shocked to the extent this is like a 12-year-old girl with a law degree.
He really is. He really is. So attorneys we spoke with said Bland's criticism of Toll, which while perfectly justified for non-lawyers, may have violated the oath of office he took, as recorded in the rules governing the practice of law in the Palmetto State. Specifically, Bland may have violated the portion of his oath in which he pledged to maintain the respect and courtesy due to the courts of justice, judicial officers, and those who assist them. They also cited...
Who did he insult? What was the position of the person he insulted?
Justice
the new judge.
The new judge.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said about her? He said this. He said, where is it? I'll say the words. She she pees on every corner of that courtroom, and you know it when she walks in there.
No, you can't. Sorry. No, an attorney in the U.S. cannot do that to a judge. You can criticize them on a professional level.
Yeah.
You can disagree with their opinions. But to characterize them as basically, and this is a female judge?
Yes.
Who
sanctioned him.
Going around the courtroom.
Who sanctioned him like in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Who, what happened?
Sanctioned him.
Oh,
and,
my God.
Put a mark on his record, yeah. He overturned a lower court appeal.
No, he should. I'm sorry. That absolutely makes you vulnerable to sanction. I do get nervous because in America, at least, we lawyers, the bar says that you're supposed to conduct yourself in a reputable way and not be disreputable to the bar. And, that can be exaggerated to mean like you can't have a political opinion that other people find offensive, which of course would be ridiculous. But this is not that. This is way over the top. Yeah, exactly.
So in fact, I can. Do I have the bit of footage from last week? He said it on the podcast. You know how he's on that podcast with Mandy Matney and Liz Farrell. So it's Cup of Justice, and basically when Judge Toll got announced, he expressed that he and her don't get along that well, let's say. So there is some backstory there, and. Ben Smith on the Twitters, he came along and dug up why, and that is because there was this sanction quite a few years back actually, but they have a little bit of bad blood in the past, and so he's come along and gone. She's like a dog who marks her territory.
So he's basically calling her a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can you believe I've been a lawyer for 33 years? I've never been sanctioned.
Seriously?
Jeez. Yeah, exactly. Now,
and it's not like I stick to safe topics.
Exactly. All right. So there is Will Folks posting that article, and he's gone, it's pretty vanilla by Will's standards. But and then Ben Smith has said, I'm not sure how his own words are allegations since we heard it from his own mouth, but maybe some Cup of Just Us drinkers can explain how his own words are twisted around or lacking context or something. And then not Becky Hill has come along and gone, son of a bitch, I used my last free article on this.
Oh, no. That is funny.
I
DM'd you the link to the Twitter thing I saw. So I don't know if it's true or not, or if it's a fair characterization or not, but that's what I was referring to when I. For all I know, it's completely made up, folks. I don't know.
Okay, let's see if I can make that work.
And no evidence whatsoever, but are also not based on any semblance of reality against you that are not only based on no facts and no evidence.
There he goes.
whatsoever, but are also not based on any semblance of reality.
Now I can't actually tell if that's Eric Bland leaving the courtroom. I mean, maybe
Nah,
it
that
is,
looks
maybe
like
it's
him.
somebody else leaving. But
That looks like him.
For a guy who says he's desperate to confront
No
Alec Murdaugh.
whatsoever.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, the only thing that makes me think maybe that's not right is because it's posted by JLR Investigates, and JLR is
not reliable.
Not very reliable.
Yeah. So again, that's why I made my cautionary remarks, because it's not obvious to me that it's Eric Bland leaving that room.
Yeah. So he's the one who was sitting behind Murdoch in the benches there, and he saw Court TV's cameras, and he was like,
"Oh yeah,
trying, he was rubbernecking, trying to get all the cameras." That was him. So that was JLR. So he is, a little bit of an attention whore, let's say.
Yeah.
I think he literally said in an interview he stormed out because he couldn't. So put it back. Because he couldn't tolerate him lying and not taking ownership. So drama, maybe, drama move, Hello, Brandon. How are you? So this was during the sentencing. So several lawyers walked out in protest, including Justin Bamberg. Oh, really? Justin Bamberg walked out. Okay. So there was a mutiny, was there? Oh. Okay. So no, that's correct actually, Andrew.
Okay.
I don't know if it is or not. So
no, okay. Well,
it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it would be entirely consistent with Eric Bland's character, as I've observed.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it is. It's very much consistent. Okay, so let's keep going. Oh, all right. So, Mystery Vibe, designed by leading urologists.
Is this your sponsor?
No, it's actually, this was posted by Becky Hill.
Oh.
Designed by leading urologists, OBGYNs, and PTs, Crescendo 2 is clinically proven to improve dryness and pain during intimacy by unprecedented, sorry for the outside noise, unprecedented 5 times, as seen in BBC. Good Housekeeping and Women's Health. And Becky Hill's gone, this worked for me. And then we have someone saying, good to see you supporting the BBC.
That acronym again.
I wonder what Newman thinks of all this.
I love this person.
You have to add that item now to her bobblehead grab.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. This is the thing. I want to know.
It could be moving too, right?
Yeah. I want to know who this person is. Who is it? Who is it? Who is this person? Okay. So, yes, we covered this a little bit yesterday in Becky Emails. So, one of my favorite people on the Twitters, Ben Smith, out of the emails, I still come back to this. In December, Clark Hill is extremely disheartened that an assistant solicitor would encourage a court reporter to run for clerk, an elected position. Won't voters choose who they want? And does she think she's going to run again? Have you seen this one, Andrew?
No. But, these positions, I mean, like 30 people vote for these positions. These are,
really?
You call all your friends in your neighborhood and they vote for you and you win. I mean, they're not very competitive elections. Nobody's running for these things.
Do you still hear the horses screaming, milk me, David? No. Is he out with the horses, is he? I don't know that. Thank you for the super chat, Brandon. Thank you very, very much for that. Okay, so would you like to read this, Dali?
Sure. Dear Reed, I thought we had a great working relationship, but apparently not. I am extremely disheartened that you tell a court reporter in another county she should run for Colleton County Clerk of Court. Pretty distasteful. But I don't worry. I am wiser, been hung out to dry, learned a lot about people along the way. Unfortunately, the bad side of people. If you believe the lies and what has been reported in the media and other offices to be true, then Robin Williams is alive and well. With kindest regards, Becky Hill.
Unbelievable. Okay. That was 5th of December. So
yeah, that was last month.
Yeah, I feel like that she is about as in touch with reality as EB. So that's nuts. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so this email this email out of all of them, okay, we're talking about the last email. This email out of all of them shows you exactly how controlling Ms. Beckyboo is, and tampering with juries to get the outcome she believes is right is well within her means as far as I'm concerned. And then Ben, do you want to read that?
Yeah, and as someone else pointed out, thanks to them, how did she even know this happened?
That's actually true. How did she know that that person was...
Well, who knows? Maybe her son was wiretapping them too.
No, these little government jobs in these little localities, it's very incestuous. So everyone knows what's going on all the time. It's like, just think of like a Mean Girls gossip group in high school. So the moment someone files, the gossip firestorm starts.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't surprise me at all that you would know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it seems unlikely that Reed or the court reporter would go and tell her this. So strange, but I agree. I think we can see some of her truer colors shining here.
Oh, look, her true colors have been shining for a while.
I mean, Andrew's right. It's she would have told or the court reporter in the other county would have told somebody, and it would have got back through that very small circle.
And by the way, people like Eric Bland, people like Becky Hill, these are normal human beings. They're normal. This is normal. And one of the reasons I went into law, and I love the law, is because when I get into a courtroom, there's supposed to be mechanisms to filter these people out. So there's rules of evidence, there's rules of argument, there's rules of law. So you're excluding the worst characteristics of humanity. So you have a controlled environment, the control room, to try to get something that approximates what people would agree with something like justice. But we let the poison back in.
Okay, so and then Becky Hill comes along and goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And I love that gift that she or he chose because it looks like her. I feel it. That's actually quite a good similarity. Okay, anyway, now over to Indiana, where there's definitely no cult. No cult.
Yeah.
No.
Have you followed the Delphi thing at all?
The Delphi thing, I don't think so.
Richard Allen.
He's accused of. He was arrested after 5 years of unaliving two young children or two young women, like 13, 14.
Yeah. And there's
how did he explain that away? So
well, it's a bit
was
of
it doubtful if it was him and
very.
Okay.
He's in prison.
All right, well, tell me what happened. I don't know.
Cool.
There were two young girls, like 13, 14, in this very remote Indiana town that went missing, and they were later found brutally attacked and unalived. But it was like 5 years. They released a sketch of somebody that saw someone, and then a year later they released a sketch of someone that was completely different.
Okay.
And then they just go back and forth until this local guy is arrested. I don't think he has a past at all. Abby and Libby, thank you. But the jail, they take him to jail, and the jail says, well, we can't protect him here. So they then take him to a prison that's an hour away. And his lawyers have trouble getting to him
Maximum security prison.
Yeah, he's not been
For a man
convicted.
who's not been convicted.
That's pretty rigorous.
Yeah,
It was
solitary
incredible.
confinement. The man's wasting away.
He
But
lost
then
so much weight.
it's really shocking. There's like allegations of like the prison staff being in this Odinist cult, and that then there were signs that at the crime scene that were hidden from the defense for a long time, that it was staged like some kind of Odinist cult. The judge they keep trying to get him transferred back to the jail. The judge is refusing. The judge
wants him back in the jail?
His own lawyers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's moved
I
to
would caution that people, for those, I know we have an international audience.
Yeah.
So jails are different than prisons in America. Jails
Yes,
are kind of the local county lockup. Like if you get arrested for drunk driving, you'll end up in a jail while you're awaiting trial. Prison is where you go after your sentence. That's your long-term residence. Okay.
Yeah.
But people sometimes think that jails are like less violent than prisons are, and that's in my experience, that's just not true. Because there's a lot of crazy MFers that go through jail before they end up in prison, and you can be in jail population, your local county jail,
sure,
with the wildest people, wilder than you'll meet in prison. Because when those guys go to prison, they go to max.
Yeah,
maybe you're not destined for max, but in jail, everyone's mixed up. We don't have like. Community college jail and supermax jail. I mean, we just don't have that. It's just one jail.
Okay, let's just do a really, really quick recap. So Delphi motives, what we know about the suspect, Richard Allen. So Richard Allen, married 50-year-old man who worked in a local CVS store in the heart of Delphi, where Libby German and Abby Williams lived with their families. There's the two little girls. So more than 5 years ago, from when teenage best friends Libby German and Abby Williams were last seen alive, 50-year-old local man was arrested and charged in connection with the 2017 Delphi murders. He was taken into custody 26th of October, booked into Carroll County Jail, 2 counts of unaliving. He was then moved to a state facility, reportedly for his own safety. His arrest marked a bombshell development in a high-profile case that has rocked the small, close-knit community. He pleaded not guilty to the charges. However, in the latest dramatic twist, Mr. Allen's attorneys have claimed not only that he's innocent, but the victims died at the hands of a pagan white nationalist cult. So, in sensational court documents filed on 18th of September, attorneys claimed that the teenage best friends were killed as part of a ritualistic sacrifice by a group of Odinists. Now, at the time, and this is me talking now, at the time when this huge defense filing came out, people were all like, oh, this is crazy, tinfoil hat time, right? Yeah. But then when we actually looked into this filing, and especially there had been crime scene photos that had been hidden, and we haven't actually seen, like, haven't been like released, but they were described in detail in the defense filing. There were things at that crime scene that were not normal, like the way the bodies were placed, the markings that were on a tree nearby. There was so much stuff about that crime scene that was definitely hallmarks of a cult unaliving. So it started to be like, hang on a minute, it seems like there's some substantial weight to this claim. So
and that's why we have juries in America, because the law, the black letter law, can be pretty straightforward. Not as often as I'd like, but it can be. Ideally, it should be. But the facts of a real world event can be incredibly ambiguous and uncertain. Yeah. And subject to judgment calls. And
exactly. Now this is him back then. Now, if we have a bit of a look further, I wonder if there's some photos. So there's been a lot of talk. I wonder if there's some photos of him now. No, doesn't really matter. But so he has wasted away.
International law, putting someone in solitary confinement is considered torture.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's brutal.
Because it is torture. Because humans are social creatures, and to put us in complete isolation is obviously a form of mental and emotional torture.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole thing, and
doesn't mean it's not necessary sometimes, but
yeah,
absolutely. So what's basically happened is he was put in this maximum security prison. There's some guards in there. who have been known to be linked to this Odinist cult. He has been, we thought that he was starving himself. We're wondering whether or not, and there's been talk about this, whether or not he has just been abused in there. And there's been prison guards that have had Odinist badges on their uniforms. Now, he's now been moved to a different facility, and this is by order of the judge. Now, the thing about it is that at this new facility, there is, oh, here we go. There he is. That's him.
That was from like maybe a few months ago, maybe a year.
Yeah.
I mean,
right there he is. So the talk is whether or not these prison guards are actually trying to have him self-delete, basically, so he won't make it to trial and this will all go away. Right. So that's
a reasonable hypothesis that can happen.
Yes.
People can be horrible. It's also
Yes.
true that some people will intentionally starve themselves
for
attention. So
that's
that could be
true
too. And I don't have a personal investment in either side of this case, so I'm just trying to be objective and thinking critically.
Exactly.
But I don't know what's going on here. Nothing good is going on.
No,
but I don't know if it's being driven by some terrible Satanist conspiracy of prison guards, on the one hand, or a guy who actually killed 2 girls and sees this as his kind of path to claiming, presenting a credible face that he didn't actually do that. Look at how I'm suffering.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are people who feel both ways about it. However, regardless, it's worth exploring that this is possible, right? So, and now he's in this new facility, and within not very long of him being in this new facility, there is the prison guards aren't allowed to have any of these things on their uniforms. But there is a prison guard who instead has decided to go and get a tattoo on his face of the Odinist mark. Yeah, and that's what this is all about now. So attorneys for Richard Allen filed a motion to transfer him out of max security Wabash State Prison. In their 6-page motion, they outline egregious conditions of his confinement, with many of the same arguments Allen's previous defense team repeatedly made. So he's just had a new defense team, unfortunately. When the motion was filed earlier today, the accompanying exhibits were attached and public. Later, the exhibits were sealed. They are now missing entirely. Do I have that on this next page?
Oh, well, yes, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's always
there's been a lot of that.
So when evidence disappears, folks, generally the legal rule is if someone is in control of evidence and it disappears, you have to presume the evidence was against their interest.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you didn't know about the tattoo? The tattoo is a big deal. Okay,
that was a recent one, I think.
And I've got more on that in a minute. Okay, so I think it's horrible how they can have a pen. Paper and solitary. All right, so one of the prison guards who stood outside the door, later identified as Sergeant Randy Jones, displayed a face tattoo of Odin's spear under his right eye and numerous tattoos on his arms, hands, and fingers that resembled Nordic and/or Odinist symbols. I later located a Facebook profile for Randy Jones, including a photo of Sergeant Jones with the same face tattoo of Odin's spear and wearing a necklace with Thor's hammer charm, another symbol associated with Odinism. The hammer necklace worn by Sergeant Jones was inscribed with the letters BRSRCR, which is an acronym for Berserker. A berserker is a type of Nordic battle axe and a term used to describe warriors fighting for Odin. Other photos displayed 3 interlocking triangles, another symbol associated with Odinism. Okay, so that in itself, like, people can express their religious beliefs, whatever, that's fine. But the question is whether or not he is being, bullied is not the right word.
Set up. Abuse.
So what would we do with this guy? Let me ask you, because you both have been following this case more. But what would be your recommendation for what should we do with this guy?
Put him in a jail. And make sure that there is no one in there who is connected with this thing.
So can I play devil's advocate here?
Please.
Yeah.
So let's imagine a scenario in which, in fact, these prison guards with these weird tattoos are just Viking files
No,
or
it's-
whatever
yeah.
you might call them. Right?
Yeah.
It's not actually some kind of satanic cult. But I know lots of guys who have tattoos like that. I mean,
Sure.
when I go to BJJ, there's lots of guys with
Sure.
Spartan tattoos, Viking tattoos. It's just they're not doing that because they're trying to punish this criminal defendant, right? So it's possible they have those things, but it's not necessarily an indication of abuse of this guy. It's possible the prison the prison guards or the prison authorities are saying, listen, if we put this guy in general population, even if we think he didn't kill these girls, they think he did. And if we put him in Gen Pop, they're going to kill him. He won't last a day. So we're keeping him in isolation, not to punish him, but to save him from retribution from all these other prisoners who are going to come out with their toothbrush shanks and just end this guy's life if we put him in Gen Pop. And by the way, if you go to jail, county jail, it's only Gen Pop. There is no isolation
it's not
in
sacred.
jail.
Okay.
Look,
No.
look, maybe the whole protecting him thing is fine, but the problem is he's not being protected from Gen Pop. He's being protected from the guards, right? So the guards are the people that his lawyers and himself and his family are saying are abusing him, right? So
His lawyers, right, and his family are saying that, but we don't know that, right?
Well,
Fair.
I mean, but it needs to be looked into, doesn't it? Because now he's been moved, and they're saying the same thing, right? They're
So
saying
he
that
was
there
moved
are
to a different
guards.
prison, and now
Yes.
they're saying those guards
Yes.
are bad too. Oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yes.
to me decreases the credibility of the argument. I mean, is every prison in Indiana populated by Odinists? I mean, is that
Well,
reasonable?
there are some. That's what they're
Right.
saying. But
I
but
get
this is,
it's far fetched, but
it does sound far fetched. The whole thing sounds far fetched. But
Don't
if
get
you
me
look
wrong.
at the
If
actual
horrible things are happening to someone, they should not be happening. I'm not in favor of this guy suffering.
No,
these
I understand.
consequences.
Yeah.
But the truth is, we're not there. None of us are there, right? We're not
No.
watching these interactions, so we're all hearing this
Exactly.
secondhand. So we don't know
But
for a fact what's going.
we don't know. We don't know. And you're right, Oline. It sounds like we're being punked. Like the whole story sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
By the way,
imagine
if I were
this
this
is
guy's
true.
criminal defense attorney, this is exactly what I would be doing.
really,
Yeah.
you don't think it
Of course.
a
Yeah.
far fetched? I mean, the attorney has to defend him, do the best job, but it's like it's so
Zealously
far.
advocate for your client. It's not like there's zero chance there's an Odinist cult. There's some chance there is, right? I
mean, it's just
personally,
so.
not being his attorney, I think it's unlikely that he was transferred from one prison to another and he found another Odinist cult. I think that would be unlikely. But as his defense attorney, it's not like it's impossible. It's not impossible. So of course, I'm arguing on behalf of my client's interests.
Yeah.
Hey, Exclaimer, thank you so much for the super chat. So some symbols as our record holder on mass murderhood had executing over 60 kids. Over 60 kids in 2013. It's a right-wing something thing. Exclaimer. Sorry, I don't really understand what you're talking about. Can someone
I'm
explain?
trying to say that someone who
Denmark.
did a lot of horrible things had a particular tattoo, and that means that everyone who has that tattoo is also similarly evil. But the person who committed those evil acts was also wearing shoes and wearing a shirt and had a haircut recently, and those things don't correlate with doing horrible things, right?
Right.
So,
okay. So this is the guy, right? And actually, this is straight out of this is Exhibit A or something, I think, or Exhibit B from that document that we were just looking at. And obviously, these things have been picked off his social media. So this is the face tattoo, and this is one of his necklaces. He is a lifter or something. So this is his Instagram profile, and that's
this guy's a
Berserker
caricature.
act.
I know 100 guys just like this guy. The
Yeah,
same
yeah.
bald head and beard and the same gym, hobby. And by the way, I have a tomahawk just like that in my office. I didn't buy it; it was given to me as a gift.
Exactly.
But it's in there. That doesn't mean I'm an Odinist. But I will say this. I will say anyone who has a face tattoo should not be a prison guard. I think a face tattoo is prima facie indication of antisocial views, and you should not be in any position of authority. Sorry for those of you with face tattoos.
I tend to
any tattoos in that you could not cover up if you were at a wedding wearing formal wear, If they're on your knuckles or your hands or your neck or your forehead or your ear, or I think by definition, what you're sending a message to society. I'm screaming that I've inked up parts of my body that cannot be reasonably concealed.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, some people will say, okay, well, you've got a right to express yourself. Well, you do, but there's also workplace etiquette. There's workplace all workplaces, well, a lot of workplaces have rules for how you can adorn yourself at work. You know,
but when you say you have a right to express yourself, expressing yourself means you're communicating to the outside world, right?
True.
You're expressing yourself.
Yeah.
When you have a face tattoo, you're expressing a message to me, and I'm getting a message. I get it.
Exactly. So this is someone has recorded his TikTok, and this is of him getting the face tattoo. And there we have some comments on that. Dali, would you like to read?
Yeah. You can't wear Odin patches anymore, Mr. Jones. Bet I'll go get this Odin tattoo then and put it directly on my face. Goes and gets tattoo 10/24/23. Nothing to see here, folks.
Oh, look, so the prison doesn't let him wear the patches, so he got it on his face instead. To me, that's
what happened.
Firearm, right?
Yeah.
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 That's insubordination of nothing else.
Now, is there a first? Where does the First Amendment come into that? Or does it at all? Like, could you fire him for doing that?
So I'm not a First Amendment lawyer.
Okay, fair enough.
But I would say the First Amendment is mostly about the government not being able to infringe your speech. It gets complicated when people are in a government job, right? But the government could clearly, he can't walk around the prison calling black prisoners the N-word, right? He get fired for that. So it's not a limitless First Amendment privilege.
Gotcha.
If he wants to go to a rally and wear Odin stuff, I doubt there's anything the prison can do about it. But in the workplace, on the job, I would expect it to have pretty broad privilege to restrict what he's doing on the job. You know, there are always time in America, we call it time, place, and manner restrictions on speech, and those are always acceptable. You don't get to come into my house and yell your free speech, right?
Sure.
And that's not allowed. So it's not an infinite right. You don't get to do it at 3 o'clock in the morning with a bullhorn outside my house, or at least you shouldn't be able to.
That's very interesting.
Time, place, and manner, even by the government, time, place, and manner restrictions on free speech have always been constitutional.
That's very interesting, because that was brought up on another stream the other day, actually, with Defense Diaries, which I was watching. And he's awesome. Bob Murdoch is covering this in great detail. As I recommend popping over and watching some of his coverage. And also Mo in the Deep. I wish she was here right now, because we did invite her. She must be busy, but she has been covering this also with Nick Starro. So this is a really intriguing case, everybody. And it's been going for quite a while, but since this whole defense motion regarding the Odinist cult has come out, it's just berserk, and especially Judge Gull.
Oh, berserk.
He's gone berserk. Oh, okay, sorry.
No pun intended.
No. Since this all has come out, it's really crazy, because I've always felt that Richard Allen might not be the right guy, but then for this to come along. And also the Franks hearing. The Franks hearing has merit, and that's what people are saying. The Franks hearing, that is in regard to the gun, correct? Yes. So the gun not aligning with the pellet that was found.
Were the victims killed with the gun? What's the point of the gun?
Good question. Good question. I don't think that they actually that was the means of their demise, but there was a bullet found nearby, and it does not align with the firearm that was at Alan's house. So how they do the alignment, of the how there's what do they call them? The experts who align the two things.
Gunshot.
Nick doesn't like them.
Yeah. Oh, gunshot ballistic.
No. Nick doesn't like those experts who align the
Or
the
gunshot
gun
testing.
with
Like
no. The thing that goes in the thing.
tool mark.
Tool marking experts. Them. Sorry to be rude. Tool marking experts. Right. So you know how there's the bullet and
the
then
marks,
there's the gun, and they align where the marking is. It doesn't align.
The rifling.
Right.
Yeah.
So
to identify.
Thank you.
I don't mean to be pedantic, but so because sometimes people confuse the terminology. So just to be clear, so what's inserted into the gun before it's fired is what I would call a cartridge. So you have a brass case, gunpowder, a primer, and you have a bullet in the end. And when the gun's fired, the bullet comes out in the end, and that's what would hit a person. And that is typically, so when you say bullet, is that what you're talking about? The lead slug that comes out at the end of the gun that has rifling on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So they found a bullet at the scene.
Yes.
And they're trying to match it to this. I guess this dude owned the gun, and they're trying to say it was the bullet matches to the gun.
And apparently it doesn't. So the Franks hearing, they had a Franks hearing, and apparently what came out of that is, and we'll put it, it's actually in the comments here. So people who know more about this stuff are commenting about it. So, and it says here that the new counsel are saying that there is merit to the Franks motion, and they're actually agreeing with RA's previous lawyers, because there's two lawyers involved. They have the Judge Gull excused the previous lawyers, and there's new lawyers now, and
she
they're
forced them
saying
to resign.
That she forced them to resign, and so the new lawyers are
that I don't understand that at all.
She threatened to shame them in front of the mirror, in front of the media. She kind of
the judge did?
It was if they didn't resign.
So I've never seen that happen in 35 years practicing law. So that would be interesting knowing how that happened.
Richard Allen wanted his lawyers to stay on because he has a good relationship with them. So now there's a Supreme Court battle trying to get them back on the case.
I don't really understand how a judge can fire a defendant's lawyers. That's
there was, so the lawyer had evidence at his office, and his friend came over when his lawyer was in a different room. His friend or acquaintance went into his office, went through, got some documents, and leaked them to the media. So,
all right. So if your lawyer becomes like a participant or an accessory to the crime, then they can definitely be fired. In fact, they can be prosecuted.
The lawyer did not know. The lawyer had no idea.
They didn't know.
He didn't know.
He was in another room that his friend was going to take documents or leak documents. He was in a different room.
That whole thing seems bizarre. So I've seen this happen in like mafia prosecutions where the mafia's lawyer was effectively himself a member of the mafia, and so they were, the courts were able to take that lawyer off the case. But I mean, normally it would be utterly bizarre that a judge could just say to a defendant, "I don't like your lawyer; they're fired." That's crazy.
Yeah. So Oline Red's right. They did voluntarily withdraw. It was kind of under duress, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oline. They didn't really feel like they had much of a choice because of the situation that they were put into. And then they tried to come back, and she said no.
I will say this: if for some reason you believe you have a judge that's become completely hostile to the legal defense, to the defense lawyers, it may be in the best interest of your clients to withdraw and let them get new counsel that doesn't have that toxic relationship with the judge.
Yeah. But it put his whole case so far behind. So another year or so before any kind of trial. All right. So anyway, Defense Diary said, Richard Allen's new counsel have filed a motion seeking to have him transferred out of Wabash Valley Correctional to either Allen or Adams County Jail, echoing many of the allegations of Allen's treatment that Rosie and Baldwin, that's his previous counsel, alleged in their prior motions, seeking to have their client transferred. New counsel states that Allen is being treated as if he is Hannibal Lecter and that there is a guard with Odin-type face tattoos. And do you want to read those comments there, Dali?
If this turns out to hold water, Indiana got some out of this world taking place. What the hell is going on in this state? I used to work in corrections. Never heard of an attorney visit.
Boy, Starly.
Okay. Wow, I am kind of impressed. The new counsel are also saying there is merit to the Frank's motion. They are actually agreeing with RA's previous lawyers. He's whining now. Yeah.
Why wouldn't they, though? I mean, they got the same job.
Yeah. He's whining now about how he's being treated. If/when he's found guilty, it's going to be much worse. Buckle up.
This is why people are horrible, because they're assuming the guy's guilty, right?
Yeah.
That last comment is just assuming the guy's guilty. So of course he should be treated like garbage.
But there's less people assuming he's guilty now.
That is true.
Right. So the tide really turned around November or so. So at first, when all of this Odinist stuff came out, there was this like, come on, this is ridiculous. And of course, like the general populace was, of course he's guilty. Don't even start with this. What a ridiculous defense. But then after the information about the crime scene started to come out, and there was more and more shenanigans with the judge, public opinion really started to turn around. And it's been what now, 3 or 4, 5 months have gone past, and I feel that there's a lot more people that have started to go, this is ridiculous. Why is the defendant had to be moved? Why are there people in the prison system who are seen to be supposedly Odinists? What's going on? When is there going to be a trial? When are we going to get justice for the kids? Has Indiana actually stuffed this up? Have they got the wrong guy?
Yeah.
I'm watching the comments. I'm watching comments all over the place, and I'm talking mainstream media is actually starting to report this differently.
Right. So can I break the fifth wall for a moment? Like when an actor in a movie looks at the camera and talks to the camera.
Yeah.
So from my perspective as a criminal defense attorney, if I would be doing everything I could to create exactly this kind of narrative tension. Because the first thing that happens is my client's reported as having been arrested and charged for killing 2 girls. That narrative dooms him. If that's a narrative that takes hold, he's done. And we see that in the comments, right? If and when this guy's found guilty for blah, 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 blah. So I have to have a different narrative. I have to come up with a different story that's more consistent with innocence than the story that's immediately propagated when people hear the headlines. Because people respond emotionally to things.
Sure.
So we like to think we're all rational, critical thinkers. Nobody is. Nobody is. 5 out of 1,000 people are. So everyone's responding. And as a criminal defense attorney, the public, the jury pool, everyone's responding emotionally to the story that they're hearing portrayed in the press. So that story is bad for your client, and this one certainly is on its face. You need a different story. You need a different story for people to listen to. You need a story of abuse, of authority overreach, of people being starved to death, of these weird cultists punishing someone with face tattoos on their, all this stuff. And
if it's working,
so
it's
I don't
working.
know if any of that. I don't know if any of that is true. Whatever parts of that, I don't know. I'm not there, right? But I can tell you that when I hear you describing this, what I'm hearing is a very normal, somewhat more complicated than usual, but very common battle of narratives between the prosecution, the state, and the criminal defense. And frankly, this criminal defense, if they are crafting this narrative about the Odinists and all this stuff, kudos to them, man. That's great work.
Well, and it's taken a lot of work too.
Yeah, the motion they did, the first one was like over 100 pages. It was formatted,
super impressive,
perfect, laid everything out in an easy to read way.
Gorgeous
It was
font.
just
If I'm charged with a crime, I want criminal defense lawyers like that fighting for me.
Yeah,
exactly.
and they're fighting to get back on the case. So
All right. So real life look at Gull's hand about to manipulate the docket after the SC already her to do better and stop manipulating the docket. I love that. It's the fact that they say that the Frank's motion has merit for me. After people came for Rosie and Baldwin, what will they say now? Are these two crazy as well, even though handpicked by Gull? Right, so Gull picked those, this is the judge, handpicked these 2 defense lawyers, and now they are in agreement with the last lawyers.
Yeah.
Well, as Bronco just said, well, of course they will. They're there to defend.
Well, I mean, if they think the first plan, the legal defense of the first group of lawyers was sound, then why wouldn't they be in agreement with it? I mean, they'll just continue it.
Absolutely. Yeah, if they think they were sound. So that's fair. How does Indiana keep fucking this up? Yeah, well, there you go. Alrighty. So, I'm so glad it's finally been recognized. So many were in denial. Richard Allen is innocent and shut the gull up.
Yeah.
No wonder my ovulus keeps getting nothing when I put Richard Allen on it. Remember the ovulus?
Oh yeah.
I got banned from a psychic medium's live stream because she had like one of those little electronic things that senses when there is a spirit in the room. It's called an ovulus.
Did she?
Yeah. I was in there and I was like, "What is that? Your ovary? Is that your ovary talking?"
I will
ovulus,
say
apparently.
this: that women like that fulfill a very important societal need.
Yeah, apparently, but yeah, I got banned. It's like the Odin spirits demons are holding his spirit energies hostage or something. Okay, I just had to put the ovulus one in. Alrighty, moving on, and this is our last one for the day. A case we all remember has surfaced thanks to renewed speculation. And it's a little bit of a sad one. We all remember this one. Casey Anthony case is back in the news. Oh, it's Jennifer Coffin-Licker.
Oh, good.
Our favorite person. Our favorite person is back. So the Casey Anthony case is back in the news due to Casey's parents taking polygraphs recently.
Ugh.
And she says, of course she loves Casey. Of course she loves
I
Nancy
love
Grace.
Nancy Grace's passion.
I bet they're besties. Yeah, you read this.
Oh yeah. I think she brings forth what many of us believe and feel when she talks about the tot mom, as she refers to Casey's case. Thank you for speaking loud and clear about who is responsible for little Kaylee's death. Speaking of emotion.
God. Oh,
God, I hate that woman so much.
Sorry. Hang on.
Casey.
Hang on. Wait.
My hand's shaking. I was just trying to drink a cup of hot tea.
Hang on. Can you hear
And
it?
I remember,
Yeah.
Do you want to hear it?
You deal with me. How do you file lawyer out of this?
No, wait. We'll go to
You the truth. Were they
Oh, that was real? Oh, I thought that was photoshopped.
so
She looks like the sea witch from the
It's still
original Little
ongoing. They
Mermaid.
did this
from,
voluntarily.
the
They were not
cartoon Little Mermaid from
ordered to.
Disney.
They did it as part
The
of
one who
a
takes the
pretty
voice.
incredible and
Okay. So, just context. Oh God. Okay.
Well, imagine that looking at you in
What is
bed.
that witch's name? I'll look it up. I'm gonna Google who took the Little Mermaid's voice.
All right.
And the answer
sorry.
is, oh my God, it's Nancy Grace.
Yes. And I'm sorry, Nick Starro, if you come into chat right now and you see this, I'm sorry for horrifying you. I really am. Yeah. Okay. So, oh God.
That's the face she makes when she orgasms.
No.
She's like really angry. She's super angry with her orgasm. That would be alarming.
I think that's always
like a praying
face.
man orgasming. Right?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm only gonna play a little bit of it, but she's Brandon.
Jesus, Brandon.
Look,
That should have been.
I know you're having a dry spell, Brandon, but really, like, you don't have to go that far. Oh, Brandon. Okay.
At least she's keeping her chins up.
All right. So she's going to explain why they're taking a lie detector test, and then we're going to stop listening to her because this video goes for an hour. Yeah. So I don't know who watches her for an hour, but Lord help you if you can handle her for an hour. All right, let's go.
you the truth. were they telling the truth or not? So their hell is still ongoing. They did this voluntarily. They were not court ordered to. They did it as part of a pretty incredible A&E special called Casey Anthony's parents, the lie detector test.
Oh, they got paid.
But can you imagine this much after? I mean, I really don't like talking about my fiance's murder. And I hate it when other people bring it up without me being prepared for it. Can you imagine?
So I'm going to bring it up now for ratings.
The excruciating pain they
Did he
went
kill
through
himself?
taking this polygraph all about Kelly's murder. And remember, little Kelly was like a daughter to them because their real daughter, Casey Anthony, had relinquished all responsibility of taking care of her own child. They are the ones that fed her. They are the ones that
That's what happens when you send me a guest link.
Bought her clothes, made her meals, took care of her.
No, that's not really
not
not
her
true.
mother, not Tot Mom, Casey Anthony.
Tot
It was
Mom.
George and Cindy.
No.
Can you imagine what they have been through?
Yeah, okay.
Looking
Enough just
for
watching
Kelly,
you.
hoping against hope that she was still alive somehow, somewhere, some way.
Yeah, that's enough.
Good Lord. I'm going to be able to get an erection for 2 months.
Sorry, guys. I'm really, really sorry.
Oh.
Apologies. Alrighty. Okay. So.
Hey, before you go, I have a screen to share with you.
Yeah. Cool.
See if I can make
Alrighty.
this work. Let's see. Here we go. I'll get it to work.
Dolly, would you
People
like to
can tell me
read?
if this looks like the same thing.
Oh, please.
Okay.
The same
Please,
thing we
please.
just watched.
Yes, please.
Twins.
That is so close.
Wow.
Oh, well, oh no. Brandon, are you turned on?
Yeah.
Brandon, really?
okay, it's turned
like,
on.
don't get too excited, Brandon.
Right.
Please
We
don't come.
don't want to see you start like bumping up and down.
No, Brandon. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to knock uglies.
going to come. Look at that. Look at that. Look.
Oh.
I can't tell the difference. Okay, go on, darling.
Casey, a menace to society, and the uneducated jurors who let this menace walk. I have no words. I love Nancy Grace. It's so nice to see her here. Ugh. Also, Casey Anthony is a disgusting, evil psychopath. She unalived her baby and is still trying to blame her family. Nobody believes
Goodbye,
that.
girls. Goodbye. Thank you for coming out.
Nobody believes that. We know she murdered her baby. I feel so terrible for her family. The real murderer is still running around as if everything is peaches and cream. She makes me sick. Thank you, Nancy, for all you do. God bless. Was Casey born without a soul? What she keeps doing to George is so twisted. Her need for attention at everyone's expense is disturbing.
Okay, look, I don't have much of an opinion on.
Brock is like me. We just try to hide out whenever people come over.
Yeah. I don't have much of an opinion on how the parents are involved or not involved. All I have to say about the attention thing is that they're getting on an A&E documentary and getting paid to do a lie detector test. So for me, that's looking for attention. So yeah, there's pot and there's kettle and there's meeting each other. So there's that. Also, Miss Nancy Grace was saying, like, why they're not being court ordered to do it. Why would they? They've been through so much.
I don't think courts can order you to do a lie detector test anyways.
No, I don't think courts can order you to do a lie detector test. No, and they've been through so much already. they're being paid by A&E, by a documentary. Like, why are you misleading us, Nancy Grace? Sorry, we would trust you so much. This is ridiculous. Okay, anyway,
How
keep
does that
going.
work, though? I mean, my understanding is they're people of means, right? So they don't need the money.
Are they?
Or do they?
No. George had money problems. He was a gambler, and
that's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look, shall we? This is going to be interesting.
You knowingly concealed Katie's whereabouts?
No. I mean, I didn't know where she was at.
Correct. That's all I'm asking. So the question again, did you knowingly conceal Kaylee's
Oh.
No.
Okay, so you're struggling with that one a little bit. Tell me why.
Maybe it's because I was so close to our house.
Yeah.
That she was found.
Right. But think about the times you went out looking for her.
Yes.
Did you know where she was that whole time?
No.
Are you sure?
I didn't know where she was
A
at.
polygraph
Okay,
would be
that's all I'm
especially
asking.
worthless
That's all I'm
in this
asking you.
context, by the
Okay,
way.
George.
Death of a
Let's try and
child.
pull it together.
Because, of course,
So this was
your
the
emotions
visualizing
and
the-
respiratory and
Oh,
heart
I'm
rate.
sorry.
The what?
The woods where she was found. I'm
Yes,
sorry. I'm
yes.
sorry.
Okay, you're going to have to compartmentalize. Right.
Polygraphs
now,
are not
I
as
see here right
admissible
now,
as evidence in
did you
U.S.
conceal her
courts.
whereabouts?
Yeah.
Did I conceal her whereabouts?
I will say that opening statement her lawyer gave, Jose Baez, is one of the best I've ever seen.
He's a damn good lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that is clearly a dramatic polygraph test.
Yes.
That is not a real polygraph test.
Right. No,
What
polygraphs
a
are normally
load
like
of
direct
bollocks.
questioning and trial. It's all yes, no answers. Yes, no
Yeah.
answers. You know, it's
That is just bollocks. Come on. Right. Okay, Dahlia, would you like to read the comments? And by the way, these are TikTok comments, so take them with a grain of salt.
cross-examination.
Yeah.
Took way too long to first of all, it's TOO, but took way too long to answer that. He knew. Why would he do that if he knew anything? Sorry. This isn't a proper polygraph test, lol. Well, you're right. Now do cases. God's sakes. Aren't the people giving the polygraph supposed to be completely emotionless as to not skew the answer? Making the person taking the person taking the test feel accused? Just cut and dry, right?
It's supposed to be like a court clerk, completely uninvolved in the proceedings.
Yes. Yes. Unbelievable.
I think he didn't know for sure, but he suspected and he was too afraid to go look. He did know. It's obvious. His pause says it.
We should have a gender designation for every one of these comments.
Yes.
Sorry. No
God.
offense. No offense. Hello.
Nothing you
Not
say
every
can ever
woman is the
offend
same,
me.
but there are patterns and generalities.
Yes.
Branka, from the very moment I met you, I said to you, don't worry. Like, what was it that you said? You go, oh, here's a woman I can make hate me. And I'm like, it's cool. I already hate you.
And you're great. You're great. That's why I love being on your shows. It's
I love
awesome.
you. I love you, man. Nothing you can say offends me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you would agree that's not generally true of women generally. They're easily offended. They're very emotional. They, they think they're being rational and critical thinkers, but and that's true of most men too, by the way. So I'm not just denigrating women. Most men are the same way.
Yes. We're a very emotional
regardless,
society.
It's honestly though, it's becoming a little bit muddy though. There's a lot of very emotional men out there.
Oh, yeah. In the last 20 years.
Raised by single moms.
Yeah, we saw one. We saw one a few slides back, Mr. EB.
Yeah.
Extremely emotional.
Indeed. Indeed, I think I commented on one of his tweets the other day, maybe yesterday. I said that, the only people who would respond to some, in this way would be like, irrational, emotional, neurotic women or Eric Bland. But I repeat myself.
Paralegal is no, my back. I'm actually an advertising person. So I was a creative director in an advertising agency for quite a few years. Then I was a lecturer. I'm a graphic designer and a writer. So yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, nah, I'm not a legal person at all. I was a journalist as well. But I hang out with a lot of lawyers, which you believe.
Yeah,
in
those
Australia,
are skills that lawyers highly value, because a lot of,
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, what lawyers are ultimately doing is what? Is storytelling, right? And what advertisers are ultimately doing is what? Storytelling, right? You're telling a story
Exactly
to attract
right.
people to give you money, right? I'm telling a story to get jurors to give me the verdict that is desirable for my client. It's all
100%.
storytelling. We're all talking to people.
It is.
And we cloak it in the black letter of the law and the rules of evidence, because we're trying to have as clean, like a surgical room, trial courtroom as we possibly can to keep out pure emotion.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, you're speaking to human beings.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you have to appeal to emotion. It's exactly what we do in advertising. People get it wrong and they think that it's just about pretty pictures, and it's not. It's about getting an emotion out of people and getting them to do something. And if you don't appeal to their emotion, they will not do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
So you need to first define what it is that you want them to do, and then work out what emotion you need to get out of them in order to get them to act. And it's exactly the same in selling something. Yes, exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. So yeah, we have a lot in common.
When I'm speaking to a jury, and that's what I'm doing. I'm selling them a story. I'm telling them a story, and I'm trying to make my story as compelling as possible. So that's the one because there's someone else telling them a different story, right? The prosecution is telling them a completely different story. And I need to make my story as compelling as possible. And part of that is it has to be, they're going to get jury instructions, the programming language for a jury, they're going to get that at the end. I know that, so I have to make sure my story fits that. But my story fits every letter of the black letter law. And if it's emotionally unsatisfying, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I have to tell them a story that they can say, all right, this fits the law, and I'm comfortable with it. From an emotional perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah, it all has to fit together so that they have no real reason to act in any other way than you put forth to them at the beginning. So everything adds up. And at the end, it's like a clear course of action. It's like, what she said makes sense. And I'm going to emotionally, it feels right to go with what she said.
And by the way, for the young men in the audience, that works for dating too.
Yeah, it does. By the way, it works too. Anyway, and interestingly, what this filmmaker is doing is working as well. So the pause that they installed, and this person here at the end of the quote, this person has said, he did know, it's obvious, his pause says it. Now, if we go back, I'll just play this again.
I didn't know where she was at.
Correct. That's all I'm asking. So the question again, did you knowingly conceal Kaylee's whereabouts?
See this pause?
It's totally artificial.
That's the TV
It's
show.
artificial. That's an artificial pause. Yeah. Right. So the filmmaker did that. Yeah. Right. But the people in the comments have picked up on it. Now, who knows whether that's a real pause? It's probably not a real pause. But the filmmaker did it in order to make people
create drama.
And the point is, we can't know. I mean, famously here in the U.S., where we have, of course, a lot of controversy about guns and gun rights and all this kind of stuff. There was one of the left news media organizations orchestrated an interview with a bunch of pro-gun, high-profile pro-gun people, and while they were sitting around waiting for the cameras to start, everyone's sitting in a conference room chair in a circle, and they're all just patiently waiting. They're all kind of just looking at each other, waiting for things to start. Well, what that news crew did was later they asked a question about guns, and then they clipped in this silence of everyone just staring at each other. That silence was not in response to the question. It was presented as, oh, we flummoxed these people with this question.
Yep.
It was from a completely different, hours earlier in the interview.
Yep.
But they orchestrate these clips to develop the own narrative they want.
Exactly. That's what TV stations do. That's what filmmakers do. That's what reality TV is.
That's why
They say it's
every
reality
time
TV, but it's
I'm
not.
interviewed by the media, I make my own recording, and I tell them, by the way, before we start, just want you to know I'm making my own recording.
Carrie Lake, she ran for governor of Arizona and was cheated. Long story, but she did several. And whenever she does an interview with the media, she makes a recording, and a few days before it's aired, she releases the full thing ahead of time, and she's just tearing the media apart. And then we see like what the media does, and they just twist and manipulate her words, and it's really
TV is not real. Hey, Branka, look at Xcoma's profile.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm Gypsy Rose.
so attractive.
Isn't it? That's Dolly's.
Sorry, wait, I gotta go tell my wife I'm getting divorced.
Okay. No worries.
You found a new woman for you. Yeah. Okay, anyway, this is, I think, the last one.
Why did you kill me, Mommy?
God. Oh my God, people are
Casey,
horrible.
You need to come clean. You need to come forward, and you need to tell the truth.
Is it a spirit calling?
Everybody knows that you're lying.
Wait, somebody
With the
peeing
double
in the
jeopardy
background?
clause, what is there to lose? Your dad was the last person to see you and Kaylee alive.
Who knows that?
Don't throw him under the bus and try to get in between your parents' marriage. The manipulation and lies are done and over. The whole world sees you.
Who's this
Sees
voice?
that
Who's
you-
talking?
That you will not admit to yourself when you look in the fucking
Some narrator.
How can you look at that face and continue to lie? The same face that seen you do what you did to her. You intentionally killed your child. But the only question now is why?
Oh God. TikTok really is just so the far end of the internet. Like, really, people can just do whatever they want. Right. Hey Dina, how's it going? I'm sorry about that, Dina. I really am. Yeah, I am. I wish I should have cut that bit out. Sorry. Yeah. So why would anyone believe Casey Anthony? She's a pathological liar. I hate it when people say pathological because that's actually a diagnosis, I believe. Like, you can't, yeah.
And look, if their defense is to be believed, she was abused by her father. She was raised, I mean, and that's how Jose Baez was so great in his opening, but she was raised to lie and to hide, and an accident happened with her daughter, which was their defense. She drowned in a pool, and her father found her and hit her. He was a former police officer. We don't know. I mean, we don't know.
There's lots of different views on that, Dali. I think some people
that's fair.
Really disagree with you on that one.
Yes. I kind of went full Bronca on that approach, but yeah, fair.
Did you? I don't know what Bronca's view is on this.
Well, no, I
don't have a view on the case because I never looked at it closely enough to get familiar with the evidence or what people were saying, and then of course it becomes a rumor mill and a cloud, this ambiguous cloud of what people are saying was evidence, and I just never put the effort in to kind of filter it out. It's why when I cover cases, I generally cover the actual trial, live streaming the trial, so I'm seeing the actual evidence unfiltered. It's actually an issue for me because I want to cover this Zachariah Solomon case.
Yes,
but I didn't watch the trial when it happened, and I'm unwilling to rely on other people's representations.
Please don't. Yeah.
So I feel like I need to watch the trial, but if I watch the trial now, there's been so much coverage of it by so many people. I don't know what value I'd be adding, actually, except just my personal professional opinion.
I think that would be. I think there would be a lot of value to that.
Okay,
and it's a big time commitment for me. I mean, we're talking a couple weeks, right, of nothing but the coverage of a trial that's already over.
Branka, let me just say, I believe that you have a whole other audience that don't know about this, and therefore you add a lot of value, because by you adding your weight to it, that would therefore expose this story to a bunch more people. And sorry,
but,
can I
but
continue?
here's, I know what's going to happen. So I'll start live streaming the trial, right? And
Yes.
people are going to say, but don't you know that it was later discovered that these 18 different things were happening? And that was all exposed post-trial, right? So it's not part of the trial I'm watching.
Yes.
So I get toxified even in the process of trying to do a clean view of the trial. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about in the chat?
Right.
Right.
But if,
So
if I don't have a chat going, I don't really have to
you
go.
can have a chat going. So have a chat going, right? And therefore you need to have a banner along the bottom saying exactly what you just said, that you will not be watching, and there will be mods there who will be filtering out any spoilers. So there are a bunch of us. I will mod for you. There's C-Swept here. Hello, C-Swept. C-Swept knows so much about the case, and she will, I know her, she will stay in your chat the entire time, and she will filter out anyone who is spoiling, putting in spoilers, and in a kind way, right? So
I've covered a lot of trials live stream, but I'm covering them in the moment, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not like anyone's going to say, yeah, but a year after this, it was discovered that, you know, I don't know. How am I supposed to check that while I'm watching a trial? I can't do it. So it's really been a struggle. I got to make a major commitment of time for me, which is time away from my normal business, you know. And listen, I'm very sensitive to so I didn't watch the trial, but I have a lot of lawyers who are friends of mine, who I respect, who did watch the trial, and they have strong opinions that this is an injustice, and I respect those opinions, and I don't like injustice. So I'm strongly motivated to cover it, to rewatch the trial myself. And then I think about it, sorry, Solomon, and Solomon's probably out there someplace, and he's great.
Jen was here before.
What's that?
Jen was in chat before. She probably would turn up in a second, but go on. Jen, his wife. Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that, actually.
Yep.
But I'm not sure what difference I can make, actually, because
I do believe you have an audience who is quite large, and they're different to the people who we've already managed to spread this word to. And it's really important that we don't continue to just preach to the same choir. And even if we manage to get this message out to 1,000 more people, 2,000 more people, 200 more people, that helps, right? So we would appreciate anything that you can do. And you are very well known and respected, Andrew. Having you understanding and supporting this would make a huge difference. So
by the way, I have to caution people. I might watch a trial and decide.
You might,
you know,
that's fair.
You know,
and no
I can
pressure.
only make an honest judgment call.
No pressure.
I know you
exactly. Yeah. No. But yeah. You will make.
Right.
You're sure. Yeah. Exactly. No. Exactly. And you might not, and that's fine, right? But we can, and we appreciate that you would actually look at it objectively, and assuming that you do come to the same conclusion that everybody else did, it would put even more weight to it that you watched it without any bias whatsoever. So that is even better that you would do that. You put your time to it, that you would filter out all comments, that you filter out any distraction, and you would look at it like that. Yeah. So
for those who are asking, if I'm going to do it, I'll do it within the next 4 weeks. After that, I've given my other obligations. I'd have to let it go. So either yes or no in the next 4 weeks, I'll be doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you would like some of us to volunteer to come in, and you don't have to wrench us forever. You could wrench us just for this. We would come in and we would help to moderate, just in order to make sure that there's no spoilers for you.
Yeah.
I would
we do
wrench
it in
any of that, but I'm not sure I trust you MFers not to be spoilers yourselves. when
No, we
you hear
wouldn't. No.
piece's testimony, you're going to be like, that
No.
MFer, he's lying right now, because that's what I
No.
would.
Yeah, no. We'll be very, very careful because we know it's important. Yeah, we know it's important. It'll be fun because there's a really, the whore involved in this case. Oh yeah, can you ban me? No, you can't ban me. Wisdom matters. Yeah, bringing more people to this cause, it really would help. Anything helps, but especially your good self, Bronco. And thank you very much for even considering this. Okay, alrighty. So join us on my Hella Hearsay on X. This is our community that we are on X. So if you are liking this content and you want to know more about any of the topics that we have covered, if you join my Hearsay community, then you'll actually see all those redacted commenters and you can follow all the threads. So make sure that you join that. And do we have the link up, guys? Can we have one of the mods? Can we have please the link dropped into chat? That would be fantastic. Next thing is, hang on, let me get my set of links as well. Favorite links, righty. Oh, and this. Next thing's next. I also have, I'm so organized today. Oops, why is that not coming up? Ah, I was so organized and then that didn't work.
You know, Becky Hill did a better job than this with her dildo ad.
Hey, there we go. All right. Dear. Hang on. You know what? I need to stop screen and start again.
That's what we all say.
There we go.
So, going to pop up the screen will be Pornhub. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. That's what it'll be. All right. So tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, the OG members chinwag is tomorrow. If you're not a member, you need to be a member, guys.
Did you use the cat turd emoji?
The cat what?
The cat with cat with glasses.
Yeah. The cat with glasses.
That's cat turd.
Who's cat turd? I don't know who.
He's a Twitter personality.
Yeah, conservative.
Oh. Okay, I didn't know that.
By Trump a bunch.
I didn't know that. I just looked for a cute cat that was nerdy. That's all. Is it? Okay,
yes.
Right. So, anyway, so cat, that's cute. Okay, so tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. OG members chinwag. So that's the future of this channel, guys. If you want to be involved, if you want to have a say, and you are an OG member, because this is the first month of membership for this channel, get and make sure that you are a member. If you're not already, if you are a member, go and turn on your notifications for that. We're going to be getting people involved.
Excited. How would I become a member? How would I do that?
How would you become a member? Well, you just click the little membership thing, and it's on the membership tab. Or is there somebody who is going to pop that into? There it is.
Oh yeah, the little
dollar
sign in chat.
The dollar sign in chat. But is someone going to put a little link to our memberships? Where is it? Oh, there we go. I can do it myself.
No, I think. Oh yeah.
There.
There you go.
Yes.
Cool.
Would you like to become a member?
I definitely will become a member, and I urge
everyone to become a member as well. So you know what? If you become a member right now, you are one of the OG members, and you know what that means.
Wait, I gotta. Okay, hold on. Everyone else, stop. I want to be the first OG member. Is it too late to be the first?
You won't be the first OG
subscribe.
Member. Yay!
Subscribe.
Oh, John, you just gifted 5. Oh. Yes, you have to subscribe first. You're not subscribed.
No, I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, it's
so
fine.
You must be subscribed. How can you not be subscribed?
Actually,
you always know when I'm live.
I'm struggling. How do I become a paying member of Excited Utterance? Okay.
You need to click that link.
Subscribed, right? I did that.
Yeah. Then you go to the membership tab.
I don't see a membership tab.
Okay, so are you able to click on that one?
Okay. What are you
Do you
pointing
see
at?
in chat?
Okay.
To the right of the chat where you enter the text,
No,
the dollar sign.
that's the URL I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Good Lord. See, this is
Lord.
our members.
I
Oh,
really
join.
appreciate.
All right, I see it. Join.
Okay.
Join. $2.99 a month.
He's right. Okay.
I found it. I found the button.
Awesome.
I really
awesome. Now I need to thank John
I have to pay
Conway.
sales tax. Australia sucks.
Shut up.
Actually, probably Colorado sales tax.
All right. I need
Thank you so much.
I need to thank John Conway for the 5 gifts of memberships. Thank you so
there I am,
much.
new member, right there.
Yay! Welcome to the Sticky Beaks Law of Self-Defense. You are now someone who sticks their nose in where it's not wanted.
that sounds awkward.
And I need to thank, where is it? John Conway. Thank you so much for the gift of memberships. We have Lorraine W., Sarah Schwartzborg, Lolita Smiles, Madita Finn, and Aussie Overlord's been given a gift of membership. Wow. Is Aussie here? No, he wouldn't be here right now.
Just anyone
that's
who's
awesome.
been in the chat.
Congratulations, everybody. And thank you so much to John Conway. You just became a member yourself and you gave out 5 gifted memberships. That's so nice of you. And welcome, everybody, to the new members. That's so cool. I really appreciate anyone who gives out gifted memberships. That's so nice and community-minded of you. And everybody who is a member, make sure you're there tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern or 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for that special live stream, because we're going to talk about how you guys can get involved in the future of the channel, how we're going to move forward, what kind of things you might like, who'd like to be involved in adding to content ideas, all sorts of things like that. So you have a gifted membership, David. I know you do, but I think you might have subscribed to stay on board with the channel. I think you might have. Anyway, that's that. Do not click unsubscribe, Brandon. No, that's mean. And oh, hang on a minute. My cat has pulled out one of the cords and I can't press them. Just a second. Give me 2 seconds.
Do you need me to?
All right. No. Now, also, more Gypsy Rose. More Gypsy Rose action tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. There is Dali with his can of Pam and his eggplant tattoo, his Barbara Bush pearls, etc. Yes, we'll continue with the gypsification of Dali tomorrow. Yes, that's tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. And the other thing is, one more thing, Becky in a box. Becky in the box. Oh. Now you all want me to talk.
No, it's very funny. It's great. You do great work, man. It's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. The Murdoch retrial evidentiary hearing pre-conference live from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. She won't be in the box that day, but you know, like, why not? Why not, indeed? It's all fun. We're having a little bit of issues. We're not sure whether or not it's going to be streamed via the main channels or not. We're looking into that. We do have a reporter on the ground, but that's paralegal Liz. We're pretty sure we'll just have her on the ground on the actual evidentiary hearing date. So that will be the 29th, 30th and 31st. Not sure whether paralegal Liz will actually go down there on the pre-hearing conference date. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. That's all happening. So much stuff. Let me just chuck in the Becky in the box one. Branka's totally hiring you next time. And so it's a Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
I'm not sure I can afford her.
No, I'm pretty expensive. Okay, so Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Becky in a box. There we go. That's enough of that. Now, Mr. Branka, do you have anything to grift?
No, I don't. I'm just a guest
You
here.
don't?
It's fine. It's
Just check out Law of
just
Self-Defense.
happy to be
or-
here. Thanks for the
yeah.
guest invite. It's
Law of
always appreciated. I
self-defense
can't
dot com.
always make it, of course, but when I can,
No.
especially on the
It's
weekends,
lovely
if
when you
there's
show
guests over,
It's much
I
appreciated.
love it.
a getaway is much appreciated. Yes,
You'll be there for
and
the
you guys are great
29th,
company.
Liz.
I'm happy to be here. It's a lot of
Thank
fun.
you.
It's so much fun when you pop in. It's just like, okay, Andrew's in
Chaos.
chat.
You can't
Andrew's in
handle
chat.
the truth.
Chuck him a link. Let's go. And yes, so Dali, do you have anything to grift? I'm sure you do.
No, just follow me at Dolly Talk.
Follow this dude at Dali Talk. Why not, indeed? And so you should, because he is the best co-host ever, and one of the best people that I know. One of my besties. My besties. Tomorrow with the Gypsy Rose, and make sure you're all there for the OG live stream, and you can be there too, Branka, if you feel like it, if you're
Send me-
available.
I'll try. I mean, I never know if I can make it or not, but if you send me a link, I'll
Yeah.
make my best effort.
Cool. All right. Love yous all. Thank you all for being here. That has been an amazing episode of Hearsay for Days. And for those who are rewatching, thank you for being here on the rewatch as well. All righty. Oh, there he goes. Poof. Poof. Like that. He's out of here. All right. Thank you, guys, everybody.
Bye.
Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Did you have to say something? Did you
I
want to say
said
something?
bye.
Oh, you said bye. All right. Did you want to end the stream? Did you, darling?
I kind of did, but I didn't want to be presumptuous.
All right.
Can I-
Okay.
okay,
I'll
let
let
me
you
know.
end the stream. All right. You can end the stream. There you go.
know when.
Bye.
Bye.